Hey, I'm Primitive Tim, and today I'm heading out into the woods to test my own primitive survival skills. Now, this is my first venture out into the woods to test my primitive survival skills, and two things I want to learn tonight are A, building a shelter, and B, building a fire. These two things are completely critical, and I just haven't tested myself yet, so I've got to get out there and make sure that I can do it when the pressure's on, and I'm going to be staying the night out there no matter what. The first thing I want to get at is making a shelter. So I've chosen this small sweet gum tree. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one just because more than likely it's going to end up dying from lack of sunlight anyway. The shelter worked out pretty well, a lot better than I was expecting actually. I didn't run into many problems at all, and I just weaved in palm branches and different types of branches into the structure, and I just tied on the palm fronds one after the other and just kind of started at the bottom and kind of shingled them up and kept that layering going so that if water comes down, it'll just shed onto the next one and so on. Now this is basically just a lean-to style of a shelter, and it's really easy to make, and it took me about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to build. So welcome to my little home. Should keep me dry at least. So my shelter's made, and I've got a nice bed down here, and I even rolled up some little saw palmetto leaves, and I'll lay those down and they'll act as a pillow while I'm sleeping. So the next priority is fire. So once I can get some fire, that will be awesome. Well, good morning. I learned a lot on this trip. The main thing I learned is friction fire and how to make your shelter, and that all turned out pretty well, all things considered, with being wet and stuff. However, I did not sleep well at all. Maybe I got an hour of sleep, if that. And the reason for that is because it was just cold. So I spent most of the night like huddled around some coals, and that was just kind of miserable. I mean, I did get to hear coyotes and different animals making noises in the night, and so that was kind of cool, but not worth my sleep. So I need to figure out a way to keep warm, to keep my shelter warm. And this lean-to here, you see it's really open, so I'm thinking that's probably not the best thing for cooler weather. It only got down to like 58, I think, last night, so not terribly cold, but you know, my feet were a little chilly and my core got a little bit cold as well, so that was a little bit miserable, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. I think for next time I'm going to use a more enclosed shelter, and I'm going to get a lot more insulation in here. I just had palm fronds beneath me, so that didn't do a whole lot for conserving my body heat. What a night. Anyway, it was a good experience overall. I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I stayed out here the whole time. Thanks for joining me on this venture out into the woods. Next time I'm going to be adding another element with some hunting and preparing the game, as well as fire and shelter building. And I'm hoping to improve on what I did this time, and I'm going to have a little bit better of idea how to actually do the survival stuff and film it. So the videos from here on out are going to be better. So make sure you click down there and subscribe, and tune in next time when things get a little bit more intense.